Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Virupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savarutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Shri Radha Krishna Padam Lalita Shri Vishakan Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyananjanashkaya
Ramalitam Dena Tasmai Shri Gurue Namaha.
Bancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Danam Pavaneyo
Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha.
Devashis Prabhu, you've been singing so much, you got a sore throat, Jesse. So,
yeah,
yes.
Actually, Mark, I am a little under the weather today, so if you don't mind, I'm just gonna kind of listen mainly, but I can speak for a few minutes, but have some, as you noticed, some sore throat, but I also having some colon trouble at the moment, which is causing me some quite severe pain.
Oh dear. You've not been in India recently, we hope.
Well,
hope, but
not too
it's often a result of going to India is having such troubles. Hare Krishna. So, well, Devashishu, could we ask you first that you have something in mind, I believe, and I've been doing a little research, and I'm wondering what you have in mind.
Well, actually, Maharaj, I haven't found anything that I was going to read or anything. I just was going to speak a little bit about it off the cuff, if you like. So, that for those of you who are unaware, which I'm sure is not many of you, but then the title for today is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Avatar or Avatari. So just that this was, you can say, of course, this Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya Dev, who appears in this Kali Yuga, who was just here 500 years ago, who is the subject of the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and the Chaitanya Bhagavat of Vrindavan Das Thakur and so many Vaishnavas. That Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is the Avatari, and this someone may say, well, what does it matter, Avatari? It does actually matter that we should understand that he is the Avatari. That means the source of all avatars. He is the source of all avatars, and Srila Guru Maharaj says that the clue that we find is that not only is he the source of all avatars, but he is also the source of Radha and Govinda. Someone may say, well, which came first, Radha and Krishna or Mahaprabhu? And so, like historically, from our point of view, of course, Radha and Govinda came before Mahaprabhu in the previous age, and in this age, Mahaprabhu advented himself. But Guru Maharaj says, that's something like asking which comes first, winter or summer, because these things are moving in a cyclical way. So it depends on your perspective at any given point, whether you consider winter first or summer first. So, but Guru Maharaj would say, which is the first, the gift or the giver of the gift? And so we can always understand that the giver of the gift must be first and therefore must have first preference. So if the gift is Radha Krishna Prema, the divine love of Radha and Govinda, shown by the Lord Krishna in the world during the Dwapara Yuga, and then distributed by Sri Chaitanya Dev in this Kali Yuga, then we will have to say that Lord Chaitanya is the giver of that gift. And it's also important to know that Sri Chaitanya Dev manifests himself in this Kali Yuga as the Avatari, as Swayam Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So not just to think of him as the avatar of Krishna for the Kali Yuga, or the Yuga avatar. He is all of those things, no doubt, but in his own right, he is the origin of all, the origin of everything. So we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita near the beginning that the Adai Gyan Tattva, the divine absolute truth, is one without a second, and then that one becomes two for love. For the exchange of love, there must be a lover and beloved, and from there all manifestations of that divine love expand from there. So one becomes two, and then two become many. So then it's mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita again, those two have become one. Radha and Govinda have combined as one, and that one person is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. So, not an avatar of Krishna, but Krishna himself. This is what we understand, that Nanda Nandana Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, he has become, that Shama Sundar Krishna has become Gauranga Sundar. Gauranga Sundar, by the embrace and envelopment of Srimati Radharani's heart and halo, Bhav and Kanti. Guru Maharaj termed Bhav and Kanti as heart and halo. When they combine with Lord Krishna, they transform Lord Krishna into a devotee of himself. He becomes a devotee, the topmost devotee, Sri Chaitanya Dev, and madly distributing love of God everywhere. In a frenzied search, in Srila Guru Maharaj says, the loving search for his lost servants. So we can lay claim to that title, that we are those lost servants. We can say, yes, that's us. And the Lord is coming to search for us, but no ordinary search, a loving search for his lost servants. And he will come to claim us. All we have to do is to step up for that, step forward for that, allow ourselves to be embraced by the Lord. Sometimes, of course, in their humility, devotees feel themselves unworthy to be embraced by the Lord, or indeed by the higher Vaishnavas. But actually, what else is our recourse in this material world? Only by the loving embrace of Krishna's devotee and of the Lord himself are we able to have any real hope for salvation in this material world. So Lord Chaitanya has come not just as the savior of the fallen, but more than that, to distribute what no other avatar of the Lord, even Krishna himself, has ever given, which is that pure love of Godhead, Krishna Prema, Radha Krishna Prema. He has come to spread that to everyone, to distribute that to everyone. Srila Guru Maharaj says, distributing nectar as if it were water. So, this is an incredible thing. And this can only be done by the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, the Avatari, the source of everything, the source of all divinity, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Golden Lord. Srila Guru Maharaj says, the golden gift of the Golden Lord. So we're all lining up, or should be lining up, to receive that golden gift, because it's being freely offered to everyone, and no one should think, oh, I'm not worthy of that, because none of us are worthy of that. But from another point of view, it's our destiny. Srila Guru Maharaj would say, you are designed and destined for that. That's why you exist, the very reason why you exist. So just come forward and try to get that. And when you try to get that, you will get that, because Mahaprabhu Chaitanya Dev wants you to have that, wants to distribute that to you, wants to give that to you. And this gives us a different focus on our practice of Krishna consciousness, that we can reach the highest platform of devotional ecstasy, the highest aspiration of all Vaishnavas, simply by giving ourselves heart and soul to the Master, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If we try to do that, Srila Guru Maharaj says, if you absorb yourself in the Leela of Sri Chaitanya Dev, then very soon you'll find yourself awakened in the loving pastimes, the Madhura Leela of Radha and Govinda in Vrindavan Dham, without any extraneous endeavor for that. By absorbing yourself in the Leela and the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you can get that. And that has never been offered to anyone in the world before in such a simple and exclusive but liberal way. Such liberality we've never seen in any avatar of the Lord, ever before. So this is Mahaprabhu, and he's not coming with his weapons of Sudarshan Chakra. He's not coming with the Gada, the mace. He's not coming to show his divine weapons, where he says, I annihilate the miscreants. In this Kali Yuga, we are all miscreants. And so he has come to annihilate that miscreants mentality by embracing everyone and melting their heart with the overflowing nectar of Krishna Prema. So this is only possible from the Avatari himself, from Lord Krishna himself, not an incarnation of Krishna. Krishna himself, enveloped by the heart and halo of Srimati Radharani. That Madhurja Leela, when it becomes tinged, activated by Odarja Leela, that means the divine mercy dispensation, giving from the beautiful devotional heart of Srimati Radharani, Thakurani herself, the very embodiment of devotion to Lord Krishna, Krishna's other self. When they combine as one, they become the most wonderful and beautiful Gauranga Sundar. She is called Gaurangi because her limbs are like gold, and when she embraces Krishna with that all-enveloping embrace of distributing mode of compassion to the fallen souls, then that Shama Sundar becomes Gauranga Sundar. He becomes transformed by the embrace of Srimati Radharani and shows us the perfect example of a devotee of Krishna. And more than that, he gives devotion to himself to all those that come in connection with him. Excuse me. This is the function of the irresistible function, if you like, of the Avatari who appears in this Kali Yuga once in a day of Lord Brahma. Once in a day of Lord Brahma, Radha Govinda manifests in this world with the full entourage of Vrindavan Dham. That's only one time. And then immediately following that, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, not as just the Kali Yuga avatar, but as the distributor of that Radha Krishna Prema that Swayam Bhagavan Krishna came and enjoyed with all of his associates in that Vrindavan. And that Vrindavan is now in distribution mode, in the form of Navadvip Dham. And Navadvip Dham, there the Golden Lord has his pastimes of rescuing the fallen souls. So we are all beggars for that, and we are all trying to embrace that conception. And this is the conception of the line coming from Sri Chaitanya Dev, coming through Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and all of his followers, headed by our Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj, headed by the foremost preacher of Krishna consciousness in the modern age, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, and headed by their beloved Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, and all of the followers coming from Srila Saraswati Thakur's line. And somehow or another we have some connection with that. We have gotten some connection with that, which in itself is the proof of Mahaprabhu's magnanimous nature, that even those who are outside of Varnashram, outside of the Vedic system, outside of, you can say, the civilized Bharat Bhumi, those who are born outside of India, the holy land of India, they're also getting that full bath of nectar that Sri Chaitanya Dev Avatari has come to give to the world. And we are testimony to that, although we may be work in progress, no doubt, but we are also testimony to Mahaprabhu's magnanimity, that Avatari, that great avatar, that great, Srila Guru Maharaj says, that great Messiah of divine love. Let us embrace his religion. And he himself, next week, manifesting in Navadip, and we'll be celebrating with the devotees all around the world that great advent of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu on Gaurapanima. So that's my contribution for this evening. Thank you very much for listening, and handing the mic back to you, Maharaj. Please give us some nectar, give us some advice from your heart.
You could lip read, I know. Hare Krishna was what I was. Hare Krishna. So I've been trying to find a quote which we were all blown away by, a new expression that we've got to use by the grace of Devashis Prabhu during his visit here. And that was that expression. When we were reading Brihat Bhagavatamritam, we came across this expression there from Sanatana Goswami, how the Earth planet is the most auspicious planet in the universe, because Avatari Krishna appeared here, and then Avatari Gauranga appeared here to distribute entrance to that original land of the Lord. But unfortunately, I've been clicking away, but I can't find the exact quote to quote. But Sanatana Goswami did give this expression, and then not only this universe, but what Avatari Mahaprabhu gave had not been given in any time or place before in this universe or in other universes. So this is an extraordinary expression, means so extraordinary that we really have to wake up to, as Devashis was pointing out, our good fortune that at this moment we've been able to take a human birth, to have this opportunity to be connected in such a way. And here I'm back in Italy, and we came exactly 1 week ago, Devashis Prabhu and myself. We arrived in Italy 1 week ago. And since then, in 1 week, 7 days have passed by, and almost like a blink of an eye, a day passes by. But 1 day of Lord Brahma is 4,320,000, 4 billion 4,320,000,000 years. That's his day. And he also has a night which is that long. Okay. I'll leave you to think about what is sleep and all this, but we even see that the Lord himself shows sleep in many ways. And Lord Brahma, who creates the universe, he has a night and he has a day. And Avatari, the original Lord, the original Mahaprabhu and original Krishna, they appear once in 4,320,000,000 years times 2, which in my mathematics is 8,640,000,000 years, taking into account being awake and being asleep of Lord Brahma. That's one day. So our days, they tend to race by, but Lord Brahma's days are extraordinarily long. And this advent of the Lord as Avatari has come at this very time. So what can we say except thank our lucky stars? And Lord Brahma makes the stars too, no doubt. Prabhu, from a little earlier, we do have an excerpt, and I put it there for the translators. And this excerpt is from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And actually, I thought perhaps Devashis, who has been reading Navadip Mahatmya and Navadip Bhavataranga in preparation for the Gaurapunima, which is exactly a week from today. It's next week. And, does that mean that next week we won't have a London Zoom? It's exactly at the time when is going to be the appearance, isn't it, of Mahaprabhu.
Yes.
The sun has gone down, the full moon is coming up. Anyhow, we'll consider that. But in Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Navadip Bhavataranga, or Navadip Bhavataranga, then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives some description about the avatari of a manifestation of Mahaprabhu. And I'll read, it's very short. It's very short. I'll read from here. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying, Srila Jiva Goswami has described Mahaprabhu as the Svabhajana Vibhajana Payojan Avatari. Svabhajana means that he worships himself, serves himself. And Vibhajan means that he distributes that service to the public. And Prayojana means that this distribution is the only end of his life. What is the necessity, the Prayojan, of this avatar? So this is like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, as he often does, he poses a question as would be posed, and then he answers it. So what is the necessity, the prayojan of this avatar? The necessity is to distribute something. What is that? His own service. He serves himself. He distributes the service he does for himself. And that is the necessity of his life. And he is not only an avatar, but avatari, which is his position is the highest, avatari, the source of all avatars. Then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying, there is avatar Gauranga and avatari Gauranga. Avatar Gauranga distributes the name to the world. So the avatar Gauranga distributes the name to the world. He comes once in every age of Kali Yuga. Avatari Gauranga Radharani and Swayam Bhagavan, Sri Krishna combined, comes only once in a whole day of a Brahma, and not every age of Kali. The real conception of Mahaprabhu, the Avatari, is here as follows: that Radha and Krishna combined in Navadip as Sri Gauranga. Acha, okay, I'll read that bit again. The real conception of Mahaprabhu, the Avatari, is here. Radha and Krishna combined in Navadip as Sri Gauranga. Okay, got it. Radha and Govinda combined and engaged in distributing themselves is the innermost existence of Gauranga. Thus, from the highest position, he distributes himself. It is not that a lower function or part will distribute the highest thing. Everything the Lord does is sweet, but still there is degree within that. But still there is degree within that. And when he, to the highest degree as Avatari, comes down to distribute what he himself tastes to others, he may be called the Svabhajana Vibhajana Prayojanavatar. Srila Jiva Goswami has described Sriman Mahaprabhu in this way. Hare Krishna. Govinda, Govinda. I don't think I'm going to ask, does anybody have a question? These are high topics. Devashish Prabhu has mined a very high topics title for us. But with all these high topics, we are privileged to have a little glimpse that such is the reality. And we are also privileged to have a glimpse of how to stay safe. That is, we worship that, we don't imagine anything, we keep our feet on the ground. And what did Mahaprabhu come to give as the very means of distributing that highest thing? He came from his own heart with Nama Sankirtan, and not just ordinary Nama Sankirtan, but Nama Sankirtan originating from Radha, Krishna combined. The Avatari Radha, Krishna, Avatari Gauranga in this age. So I know it's inconceivable, but another word is amazing or chamatkara, something like that, for our fortune to come to this plane of thinking, to come close to such a thing by the grace of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada. Our heads, however many heads we have, are at their feet always in all of these dealings. Hare Krishna. All right, it is the London Zoom, and we have Kumkum Didi, who's sitting very close to London in California or Southern Oregon, one of the two, Northern California or Southern Oregon, up there somewhere on the West Coast. Kumkum Didi.
Oh, my dandavat to you, Maharaj, Devashish Prabhu, and all of the Vaishnavas here. You're so correct that these topics are very, very high. And I was just thinking, I have nothing to contribute, but very much appreciate that the question is brought up so that we can contemplate it. And I did find a couple of points that in this connection, but also it means this discussion will be such a great benefit to us, not only to hear and hopefully make some connection with the divine explanations, but also to, I think the word is right set, our attitude toward hearing these topics. They're so high, so what can we do? And I found that Srila Jayadev Goswami Prabhu wrote something which was captured mention by Srila Guru Maharaj in Sermons 1. And he says Srimati Radharani's position is first and foremost. Sri Jayadev Goswami has written that Krishna wants the feet dust of Srimati Radharani Dehi Para Palavam Udaram Gita Govinda. However, ordinary people cannot understand this. Only the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by his grace, can understand anything of the substance of Radha Dasham, the servitude of Srimati Radharani. So Radha Dasham is the highest aspiration of the Gaudiya Vaishnav. And also in this connection, they mention a caution by Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, which is so helpful. He says one of his famous books is Gita Govinda, which is full of transcendental mellow feelings of separation from Krishna. Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments in this connection that such feelings of separation as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed from the books of Vidyapati, Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments in this connection that such feelings of separation as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed from the books of Vidyapati, Chandidas and Jayadev are especially reserved for persons like Sri Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar, who are Paramhansas, men of the topmost perfection, because of their advanced spiritual consciousness. Such topics are not to be discussed by ordinary persons imitating the activities of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that takes me back to my deep appreciation for those who are doing the opposite of imitating Mahaprabhu's activities, rather praying constantly and practicing constantly to become that servant of the servant. And this is pointed out to us by our bona fide gurus. We can have complete faith in, and also those who are following and trying to adhere closely to their practices and their message.
Jai. Indeed, and personified embodiment of that is Gurudev, Guru Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Absolutely. Hare Krishna, Kumkum, much appreciated. And we do have a Pandit with us by name of Gadadhar Pandit Das. And we do have Jai Gauranga with us also. They're seated in the West London Temple. And a little soul and mum in the background too. Yes, we are opening the microphone to you both. Gadadhar Pandit Prabhu.
Oh, Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat Devashis Prabhu, Dandavat all the devotees. Yeah, so, well, as mentioned, it's a very high and esoteric theological concept, and unique, unparalleled, very singular. In terms of avatar and avatari and the distinction between the two, it is addressed in the early chapters of Adi Lila in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Adi Lila chapter 3 covers the overt external reasons for the descent of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And Adi Lila chapter 4 is entitled the internal or confidential purpose for Mahaprabhu's descent. And the distinction between avatar and avatari is parallel to the distinction between the external reason and the internal reason for Mahaprabhu's descent. And this mirrors Krishna's descent as well. We have the famous Gita verse, Yada Yada Hidharmasya Glanir Bharati Bhavata, Glanir Bhavati Bharata. That Krishna says, in general, the general conception is that whenever there's a need for some kind of renaissance, spiritual renaissance, an elimination of the negative and a revamping of the positive in the world, then he descends, or he empowers someone, or he descends himself. And so that's the general conception. In this regard, this particular phase in the cosmic time cycle is a little different because, and we can see this initially from the birth of Krishna in Dwapara Yuga, when he is born. It's described in the 10th canto of the Bhagavad, that Garga Muni is the priest, the family, the Kula priest, the family priest, and he is looking at baby Krishna, and he is saying, "Oh, this person is the supreme personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan." He says that, I forget the exact Sanskrit of the verse, but it says that the Lord appears in all the different yugas in different colors. So in Satya Yuga, the Lord appears as a white color, Shukla Deha. And in the Treta Yuga, he appears as red, Rakta Deha, and also appears in a golden color, Pitta Deha. And this referring to the Satya Yuga, is the Lord appears as like a yogi, a brahmachari yogi, different forms. Some say Nara, Narayan, Rishi, etc. And then in Dwapara Yuga, the red color is Nishrimade or Barahade. And then in Kali Yuga, the golden color. So this in general is considered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But in Treta Yuga is Barahara. And Dwapara Yuga is the blackish color of Krishna. And so Garga Muni says this, however, is not just the standard blackish avatar of Krishna for Dwapara Yuga, but the Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, who not only is coming to perform the standard function of elimination of the negative, dispatching the miscreants and the troublemakers, and restoring Dharma, but also to taste his own Leela, to taste his own Madhura Ras pastimes in Vrindavan. And so in this regard, and this happens going back to the 3rd chapter of Adi Leela, chapter 3, the external reason for Mahaprabhu's appearance, Kaviraj Goswami says that this happens in the 28th Divya Yuga of Vaivashvata Manu. So the day of Brahma, as mentioned, is 3.42 billion years. And in each of those days of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. And each Manu lives for 71 Divya Yugas, which is a cycle of the 4 Yugas, which is 3.42 million years. So that's the lifespan of each Manu. And now we are on the 7th Manu, known as Vaivashvata Manu, 7th of 14, in the 28th Divya Yuga. So roughly about halfway through the lifespan of Vaivashvata Manu. And it's on that 28th cycle of the Divya Yuga of Vaivashvata Manu that Swayam Bhagavan Krishna appears in Dwapara Yuga, and the subsequent Kali Yuga, the proceeding Kali Yuga, Mahaprabhu appears as also as Radha Krishna combined, as opposed to just the Yuga avatar. So this is what Kaviraj Goswami says in the chapter 3 of Adi Leela, that Krishna, thinking that I have come and I have tasted this Madhura Ras pastimes in Vrindavan, but I want to distribute it to others. And so in the Kali Yuga following from this Dwapara Yuga in the 28th Divya Yuga of the Vaivashvata Manu, he appears as Gauranga Mahaprabhu. as not just the avatar, Yuga avatar, but also the Avatari, as Bhakti Thakur says, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Dayakari Svapasarasviya Dhammasaha Avatari. So Mahaprabhu is descending with out of mercy to as the Avatari to distribute that bhakti, devotion to himself, Radharani's devotion to Krishna. So that's my little contribution.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. And actually, Gauranga's pastimes, let us read Chaitanya Charitamrita every day. Let us read Srila Guru Maharaj's Golden Volcano, Prema Dhamma Deva Stotram, all of these compositions, all of these collections which are there to remind us of the pastimes of this Mahaprabhu. I mean, Mahaprabhu who's descended here, what does he do? God came to the world, but God in his highest aspect, distributing himself. And wonderful, very personal things, very individual things taking place in Mahaprabhu's Leela. We've just had fighting taking place, mock fighting, albeit, with Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya having prasadam with Mahaprabhu. How can we adjust all these things in our puppy brains, as Guru Maharaj said about our brains? But when we read or hear these pastimes of Gauranga and his parshads, his eternal associates, then also it's just so joyful. Why will anyone want to listen to or to read a novel, something which is imagination, when the reality is so much more than that, and the Leela and the pastimes? One devotee said about all the plots, how everything gets analyzed when you go to university, but basically all the different categories of plots that are used in a novel or in a movie. I mean, a movie is a novel that's just been put into pictures. That basically, they're all found in Mahabharata and Ramayana. They're all found within the ancient scriptures, and it's almost like they're stealing pure pastimes and using them for mundane purpose, for mundane entertainment, with so many just mundane motivated and ungodly, we can say, ungodly topics. But if we can really take to Chaitanya Charitamrita and our master's teachings, then so happy. And you're welcome to join us for the reading of Chaitanya Charitamrita every morning in Italy, and also from London. They are reading every morning from London. This is the London Zoom. And in Salt Lake City, every morning from Salt Lake City. Chaitanya Charitamrita. You can follow 3 sections of Chaitanya Charitamrita all at the same time. It does get confusing if we do listen to all of them, I must admit.
Maharaj.
Yes.
We also read in the mornings from a little small subchapter from Revealed Truth. And it just so happens that we are right on this topic in Revealed Truth. If we have time, I could read a short passage from it.
A short passage, yes. And I was also looking through Revealed Truth before our gathering today, because we try to do a little homework. I'll be interested to see which passage you draw from there.
Yes.
Happy to hear. And there's no word coincidence. It is all meant to be. That you're reading this part when this subject matter has come up.
Yeah. It's a happy synchronicity. Yeah, so it's in the final chapter of the book, which is entitled The Next Edition of Radha Krishna's pastimes.
I was reading that a short while ago. Okay, I mean, it's literally within the last 1 hour or 1.5 hours. Perfect. Prabhu, please read.
Right, okay. So, Gurudev is talking here. Let me just find it exactly. So the sub-chapter is entitled Love and Magnanimity. It says, after the appearance of Krishna, the time came on the earth for the Kali Yuga avatar, the avatar who distributes the Dharma of the age of Kali, Harinam Sankirtan. At that time, the Lord appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivadayakari Svapasara Sviyadama Saha Avatari. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended from the transcendental world with his associates and divine abode. He revealed his Audarya Lila and bestowed his mercy upon all the fortunate souls of the world. But like Krishna, inside Mahaprabhu, there are two forms. One is the Yuga Avatar, who came to distribute Harinam Sankirtan, and the other is Radha Krishna Milita Tanu, Radha Krishna combined. Avatari Krishna manifests with the heart and halo of his eternal consort, Radharani. The Lord's Audarya Lila, pastimes of magnanimity, give the Jiva souls entrance into his Madhurya Lila, pastimes of sweetness. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord could show his Radha Krishna Lila like a jewel. He could reveal all of its facets and glory. During his appearance as Krishna, the Lord enjoyed his Madhurya Lila personally. He did not distribute entrance into his Madhurya Lila to the Jiva souls. But in his Audarya Lila as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord actively distributes his Madhurya Lila everywhere. Because of this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Audarya Lila is honored by the devotees as more than Krishna's Lila. Srimad Bhagavatam describes how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributes himself and his gift of Krishna Prem, as well as how he gives the souls entrance into his Madhurya Lila. Krishna Varnam Krisa Krishnam Sangopangastra Parsadam Yagya Sankirtana Praye Yajantihi Sumedashaha. Krishna will take form as Lord Gauranga to distribute divine love and his divine form through his divine name. He will distribute everything through the Sankirtan Mahayagya, the great sacrifice of chanting the Lord's holy names in congregation. He will be Krishna Vanam Trisa Krishnam. He will always chant the holy name Krishna, and his form will have a golden effulgence. Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagya Sankirtana. With his associates, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, Srivas Thakur, and so on, he will chant, dance, and engage everyone in the sacrifice of Harinam Sankirtan. Yajantihi Sumedashaha. All the fortunate souls will practice the procedure he distributes and feel Krishna Prem in their hearts.
Jai. And actually, you see, this is, I mean, just a beautiful introduction to 1 week today, which is the appearance time, the Advent time, in remembrance of that, of Avatari Gauranga's appearance in this world. Hare Krishna. And my favorite song in Kirtan, in the Kirtan guide, now everybody knows what that is. The excerpt from the Chaitanya Charitamrita about Mahaprabhu's appearance. Hare Krishna. But we sing it at other times too, to make everybody happy, to be reminded about Mahaprabhu's appearance. Also, Guru Maharaj's direct composition about Mahaprabhu's appearance is in the songbook too. Joyful, very joyful. What could be more joyful than Mahaprabhu's appearance? Nityananda's appearance, Guru's appearance. Hare Krishna. So next week, you will have to see, probably in West London and in East London, I expect they'll be broadcasting from both places. Devashis Prabhu, you can keep the devotees informed. And from Italy, certainly will be broadcasting on some platform or another, wherever you find all of this information about where are the Zooms, I'm sure you'll find the information of where the live broadcast will be. But at least for this time, I think that we'll have to have a chat with Devashish and see. Probably we won't be able to do like an actual Zoom in the sense as we're doing now next week, but let's see what will be arranged for that time. But already we're in the build-up to the Gaurupanima festival. The mood is in the air, means we're reading from Navadip Dham Mahatmya, and will be, when we get to the end of it, Navadip Bhava Taranga as well. And so it's a time when we're very much Mahaprabhu conscious, Navadip conscious, Guru Maharaj and Gurudev conscious, very much. And we're happy to have you all with us. Hare Krishna. Seeing all of your faces here and your names, for those of you who are humble, tolerant, don't want any honor for yourself and giving honor to others. Hare Krishna. And I have to say, Annapurna, Didi, in Moscow, she's been creating something all this time. We've been watching her, maybe doing something for the deities for Gaurupanima. Are you making dresses for the deities? Oh, she's probably hearing the translation in Russian. But she's been doing something all the while, and we've been happily seeing her engaged in seva while listening.
Махар, вы мне говорите? Сегодня я делаю не одежду для божества, я буду завтра заниматься этим. Вот, сейчас я делаю золотой баталью, просто разукрашиваю это цветок жизни. Вот, я сейчас живу на Кисельном, в ашраме.
Jai.
Я очень рада.
Очень хорошо. We are very happy.
I am so happy, Maharaj.
So shortly that she said
Давайте всем.
that she is not making a dress for the deities. Yes, she is living in Kiselny's home, but she is preparing for the festival for tomorrow. But not for tomorrow, but for yeah.
All right, perfect. Spasibo Udaran Prabhu and Spasibo Annapurnadi. Hare Krishna.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev, Jai Nityananda, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj. Jai Nityananda. Yes, Devashish Prabhu, over to you.
So very nice Hari Katha this evening from everyone. So we're very much appreciative of that. And as Maharaj pointed out, we're becoming more and more Mahaprabhu conscious as his glorious Advent day draws closer. So obviously we are thinking of him very much. We're thinking about the Navadip Dham Parikrama. We're thinking about all of these things as they are all, you can say, intrinsic to our aspiring life as devotees of Mahaprabhu, followers of Chaitanya Dev. So very happy to hear from Maharaj, happy to hear from Gadadhar Pandit Prabhu, and we're feeling some good feeling as that day is approaching us all. So as now our time is coming to an end, we can tell our glories of our Gurudev, Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Jai Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Jai Mahaprabhu's Parshadas Ki Jai. Jai Swarup Damodar Ramananda Rai Ki Jai. Jai the Sad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo, and all glories to all the assembled devotees, all glories to Srila Bhakti Ranjan, Madhusudan, Maharaj, and everyone that's joined with us today, everyone that will watch this later on online, and to all the devotees all over the world who are all preparing for Mahaprabhu's wonderful grand appearance day this time next week. So my obeisances to everyone. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha, vipa sindhubhyevacha, patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. And we will all be together soon by God's grace.
And Jai Sriman Devashis Prabhu Ki Jai. And also some very sweet appreciation from in the chat box. Krishna Keshava Prabhu is saying, thanks for the best hour of my week. Thank you. So thank you all devotees. And always appreciation for each and every devotee. And what can we say? Appreciation, heart, obeisances, and let us all encourage each other. And may you all have a successful service week, or even 2 weeks until we get to chat again. It may be 2 weeks before we get to chat on the London back to back basics. London Zoom. All right, dear devotees, and Tatyana Tungarasa Devidasi and Krishna Keshava Prabhu and Rasananda Prabhu from Moscow also sent obeisances. But you all are, we can feel it from your hearts and everyone's hands. We can see your expression. All right, keep up the good seva, chant Hare Krishna, and what's the other thing? Be happy. Okay, got it.